Idiot.
Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be.
Have we met before?
Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget, it was 10 years ago in this park after I kidnapped you.
10 years ago?
And... what?
What? Are you talking about...
Oh?
Whoa.
What's there? Yeah, let's ask about this. Have you met this strange young man before, Lynn?
I don't remember, but he said 10 years ago in this park. It could be one thing that I can think of.
It looks like I'd better talk to Mr. Leaflet here. Okay. Yeah, do you remember what it is that...
Yeah,
Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we meet once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it? It could just be coincidence. But apparently you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. I was actually to do that. Yeah, Rock of the Gods?
No.
What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning? Don't you know? It's right there in front of us. That's the first thing we ask about. Where Missile is. Missile's body is. Oh, shit.
Oh.
That's so sad.
I can't.
Yeah.
So sad.
Missile. Oh, that was you. And he dances over.
Wait a minute. You say gods?
Don't you mean dogs?
Ah.
Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You were standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument.
Monument?
Sorry. What? Rock of the Gods, Temsik Park.
The Rock of the Gods.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, no.
The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. Ever since that day, it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle. Oh, a miracle? Is it like a fucking alien meteor?
No, maybe
that
it's
gives
another
people powers?
ghost whisperer.
Another ghost
this
whisperer?
Rock you've been talking about is a meteorite?
Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it.
Me?
Why would she know about it? Well, let's ask about 10 years. That day I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. Yeah, that was the day that you became crazy.
Ah!
Now just calm down. Drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly, and I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick it was painful, just when I couldn't stand it any longer. That's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish-white. Whoa, what is this?
Meteor.
Whoa, that was like a real cutscene kind of thing.
Really? Cool.
Whoa. Whoa.
And why wasn't she, like, knocked out?
When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. Oh shit, and then I saw it, one of those beautiful fragments, pierce into the criminal's back. What? Oh shit. The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day, so it didn't hit him, it just... one of the fragments hit him.
Right.
Okay. 10 years ago, the little girl that was was saved by the Rock of the Gods.
Oh, Mike, can't believe it.
The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temsik, and still today, it lies sleeping deep in the park's earth. Okay. Yeah, let's ask about Temsik.
I never knew about this Temsik.
Sounds like a medication, doesn't it?
Really,
A little
sure
bit.
does. I always thought Detective Jowd was the one who saved me.
You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember, but that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. It's strange you never heard of it, Lynn.
It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened.
Okay, she buried it.
I avoided the news and I never came back to this park again.
Okay.
That's why I didn't know anything about it.
The meteorite was named Temsik after the name of this park that it fell in, and then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day, and so I've taken up residence in this park and am trying to appeal to the people. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission.
I see.
No, you don't.
Yeah, she
You don't.
does.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. So now what? Oh, he's like picking up one-handed.
dog.
Yeah.
I'm taking you with me, Missile.
So 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jowd, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temsik thing, and if he knew, and the man died, I took his life. What? What was that confession? Oh! So it wasn't shooting him, it was...
Right.
The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like the ripples on a pond when a pebble is dropped in.
Oh boy.
With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Maybe. Okay. Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decide to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jowd. Okay, that should be the end of chapter 13, 14? Oh, we're still back here.
I don't know.
Yep, here's the music box. Thanks.
We found the music box, Detective Jowd.
Detective? Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I had wanted you to give this to him.
You mean Inspector Cabanela, right?
I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me.
Detective Jowd.
Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it, you know? You just gotta pull real hard. That's the knack. Oh, see? He calls that a knack. Looks more like brute strength to me. And it's a gun. Here you are. Don't hold it like that. Don't hold it like that!
Smart.
You should find scorch marks on the grip.
Scorch marks?
When Camilla built her contraption...
Like tread marks?
Yes, she uses... Yeah, it's like shit itself, the gun. She used a special kind of string. It's a kind of magician's use. It burns up in an instant and disappears.
Why would little Camille use something like that?
She was bored. I don't know, maybe because she's a detective's daughter? Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. Haha! In the case report, there was mention of some scorch marks. Yeah? But that was my own scorch marks. Because I shot my wife again. Just to, when it happened, Camille was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flames run of the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. You still shouldn't have kept a loaded gun there. And then I took the gun out of the frame, replaced it. If you remove the picture, you should find scorch marks. And those marks should match up with the one on the gun.
In other words...
It proves the contraption existed there in that room that day. And then what? And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly, some cowardly culprit modified the design, but that angle was never brought up in court, and so, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. Yay!
I knew I was right.
Alright, problem solved.
It wasn't Detective Jowd. Now we can finally prove that.
But there's still mysteries.
Thank goodness.
Alright. And thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. Is this chapter still not done? So what are we doing? What's the matter? I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago? Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of the manipulator. Wasn't anybody's fault. Do you really think so?
Of course, because... Besides, what's important right now is deciding what to do next, am I right?
She's right, Mr. Minister. Yes, of course, I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next?
You'll figure it out. We believe in you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the main character, so what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I would be gone by now, without ever having known any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. And the only reason I was doing it was to regain my own lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow. I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions in order to find the truth about us. Fair enough. Okay, more questions. And then after that, I think we should be done.
Cecil told me all about it, Detective Jowd. About the manipulator.
Yes, and it looks like this manipulator really did a number on the minister too. Arg! So please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Ooh.
Cecil, do you think that's what happened to me, too?
What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated too? Yeah, she shot me. There was always a part of me that just couldn't believe it, that image of the one who shot me, but now I see the possibility of a new explanation. Okay.
But who is it, and why did they do it?
It's a good question.
The contraption was a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it?
No. Yes.
Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device was from somewhere.
No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine.
Right, I knew it. See, Detective Jowd?
No, I'm afraid I don't see. You're not explaining shit. Told Detective Jowd about it. Yeah, that thing from like chapter 4 or something. I told him about seeing the exact same contraption. And that's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town? I've never even heard of this place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption.
You haven't?
That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? Is he the culprit? Let's talk about Temsik again. Detective Zhao, you must have heard that name before. Temsik, the meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. So you found out about that.
Yeah. Yes,
I hear that
did.
meteorite saved little Lynn's life. That's right. I couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day, but in that case, I don't get it. If it's true, didn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away?
What are you talking about?
Detective Zhao, you told me that 10 years ago, the person who killed that perpetrator in the park was you.
What? But it was the meteorite.
Yeah, I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away, no question about it. It was entirely my fault. Yeah. Oh? I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not fucking how anything works.
You're trying to save me.
Lynn, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it. Attempted murder is not murder, even when it's justified. Yeah, okay, let's ask the truth. On that day, 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place.
Another place?
Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation room, the worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I happened to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park.
I have to pee. This better end soon.
It's gonna end in like 2 seconds. I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him bad. That warning shot made him panic. Oh. At the time, I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lynn. It was all my fault. Yeah?
Detective Jowd.
All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Lynn. That's still not murder.
Nope.
That's not anything. Okay.
So the man who grabbed me died that day.
These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was my fate, my punishment for what I've done. Are you gonna show us what his face looks like? Oh yeah, do you remember that? I paint pictures of myself. Nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and didn't want to forget. Do you remember the face he painted?
No, just go. I have to pee.
It's going, and tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. You don't remember what that was? Whose face it was?
No, Dave,
The
don't.
final face. The face of the man in the park that day. Wait just 1 minute. That can't be. I saw that painting.
His.
I saw the face you painted.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Ooh,
He's the one in the park that night. That day.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit. It was my face. Are you telling me I was the man in the park that time? Oh, shit. That's right. The face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. Of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene.
But hold on, Detective Jowd. That can't be true. I just met Sissel for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me.
By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day isn't Sissel. What? For the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy? So what is his name? Oh. Mr. Minister! Inspector Cabanella, where are you? Just be quiet and listen to this is our demand. What? Demand? Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. Once we've confirmed it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage. What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanella? And you know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted. Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life, even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. Why is he doing that? Oh, shit. Jeez, that sucks.
What is it, Mr. Minister? You look paler than ever.
What in the world? What's going on, Inspector Cabanella? Yeah, what the fuck? The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago twisted the fates of many people? Yeah, tragic events. And even now the chain continues to grow even longer. Inspector Cabanella's call proved that to us.
How's he involved?
I don't know, and the greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am you? I am even further from knowing that when I started. Okay, but we'll find it out on the next session. We're like 3 chapters or 4 chapters left. So,
okay,
bye everybody.
Bye.